Assalamu alaikum, Jeremy. Will you share your full Revert story with us?
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Of course, I would love to. So, for my background, I'm from Switzerland. I'm half Swiss, half German, and I grew up in a non religious family, mainly atheists with the practice of the cultural Christians holidays, like uh, how did I forget Christmas? So, with the normal celebration of Christmas, Easter, and that stuff, but not really religious, more cultural. So that's how I grew up. And I did not believe in God. I believed in the evolution theory, in the Big Bang theory, in all what is taught in school, because I was taught by school. And also, my parents were like, yeah, that's the truth. We were monkeys and now we're humans. And I believe that because, of course, if everyone tells you something, you don't even question it. I didn't know any Muslims. I knew some Christians who also weren't like really religious, didn't really believe in God, were like also cultural. So I had no access to anyone who was religious. And that was just the truth for me because I didn't see anything else. But at some point, my life just went downhill. Let's say that it was at a pretty young age in school. I was was met with bullying, with having no friends and no social circle, and I have ADHD and autism, so kind of special kid. The teachers didn't really like me because I was so hyperactive, so they also tried to put me on Ritalin. Is it rightly pronounced in English? That also worked, so I took that, but that worsened the situation even. I got hallucination, bad dreams, couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, and stuff. So it wasn't that fun. Then I just stopped taking it, kind of without my parents' consent, but I just stopped because it was so bad for me and I didn't feel well. But I still didn't feel well in general in life. So I did not really have a purpose. I didn't know why to do anything because I was a hazard to, or I felt like that I was a hazard to my social circle, which was my school class, because there was the kid which is not really not really accepted, which is the one outside kid, and the people didn't like me, and that was also due to some stuff which I did because I didn't understand how to socially behave. But also the same was in my family. There was a lot of issues because of me, and I was at a point where I was like, why? Why even continue that? I am just a hazard. I'm just something negative for all the people around me, even the people I like. Why should I continue? And I was thinking of ending it because I did not see any purpose. Alhamdulillah, I have a very good family, so they were never in that direction and they tried to help me, but I still felt like that. And I thought about that and I did plans and everything. So I was at a very low point because I really didn't see any reason in life. And that was then also the route where firstly I went into worse directions, like let's say music or also substances or whatever, to try to find ease, find peace, find something that is fulfilling me. Obviously, none of that worked because we all know that doesn't work. And I was still looking for something higher and something which is giving me anything in life, like purpose. And then then I thought, like, we as humans, we cannot be the highest. We cannot be the utmost thing in universe. It doesn't make sense. So there needs to be a God or something higher or anything. And the first logical thing, which is there, is obviously Christianity in Switzerland with a whole Christian family, or mainly culture, but still Christian. And I looked into that. And a lot of that made sense. Like, there's God. Okay. He's all powerful. Okay, that makes sense. He created the earths and the heavens. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that sounds like the truth. But then I looked into other stuff. there's the Trinity. Yani Isa alayhi salam, Jesus is God. Why? That doesn't make sense to me. So I'm not like, it doesn't make sense to me, so it can't be true. So I ask people, ask him, her, them, whoever. Everyone had an answer. Everyone had a different answer, and none of them made sense. So I didn't understand. And there is also other stuff, like there's taxes in church, there's whatever. And I can't believe that the truth doesn't make sense. So I was kind of confused because I still did not have any connections with Islam. I had no Muslim friends. I had no Muslims in my life. I didn't even know what Islam is. I had the picture from the media of Islam. It's they're terrorists and the women have no rights and all the bad stuff which you can imagine. That was the image which I was pushed into my face from Islam. But somehow I can't even recall how. I was connected with Islam through social media, through some stuff which I saw, some posts, and it was like, okay, that's Islam. Let me look into that. There's some TikTok video. Okay, there's some YouTube video which I can watch. There are some rewords are there. There's some stuff I can read. I don't know why my heart was open to it. Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided me. But I looked into Islam and there it was similar to Christianity. A lot made sense and some stuff I didn't understand. For example, why does the woman not have the same rights as the man? Why is that the way? Because in the Western culture, it's taught you it's men and women are the same. So I was, why is that way? But then I asked questions. I asked people. I looked it up and it made sense. Men and women are just not the same. Why should they have the same rights and obligations? Yeah, and then I looked deeper into Islam and every question I had was answered. And everyone answered it the same way. It was not he and she and they have different answers. It's everyone's, that's the truth. Okay. And Muslims are also so strong in their faith. They're not thinking of, oh, am I in the right religion or no? They're like, it's Islam. We're not even going to talk about it. And from there on, I looked deeper into it. I also started to try to pray because Muslims are praying. So I need to try that one. Is that good? And then I started to pray every day. Like once, I still didn't take my shahada. I did not accept Islam yet. And I also did not fully believe in my heart. But I started praying just to practice, and new Muslims do that. So I need to try that. And from there on, I did that for like, let's say 1 month, 2 months. And after some point, I accepted in my heart that Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. I just accepted it. I just was, I knew it was the truth. But I didn't want to take my shahada, but I was praying. So in the tashahhud, I did the shahada without even knowing it, and I became Muslim without even knowing that I became Muslim at that point. Subhanallah. And then a couple weeks later, I also went to the masjid and there did it officially in the group, because I didn't know that the shahada is also counted if you are alone. I thought there needs to be witnesses because someone told me, but for the shahada there needs to be no witnesses. But